overcrowding, bad manners, new restrictions, and complaints from locals. This is what's happening in Japan. So the question is Japan still welcoming foreigners? Well, not long ago, seeing a foreigner in Japan was rare. Like someone like me growing up in rural Japan, it felt like meeting a celebrity. I still remember a Prince tourist visiting my hometown. My friend and I were like so excited, we even called him, Zidane. But today things could be more different, as you know. Nowadays you see foreigners everywhere in Japan, not just at the major spots, but in everyday places too. My hometown is a famous hot spring area. In 2011, we had about 1,000 foreign visitors in the whole year. In 2024, 78,708. That's a roughly 7-8-fold increase. From just like 3 visitors per day to more than 150. Even in Tokyo, friends tell me the stations feel more crowded and tourist areas are overflowing. It feels like the mood has shifted from excitement to concern. But here is the strange part. Japan's population is shrinking, the economy is stagnant. And tourism helps, local economies for sure. We Japanese do understand that. So shouldn't foreigners be more welcome than ever before? But why are foreigners no longer seen as special guests in Japan and in some cases even a source of frustration? Well, most people, maybe like you as well, point to overcrowding, like Kyoto, Nara, Mount Fuji, where tourist numbers are overwhelming local communities. Well, in fact, Mount Fuji has been started limiting the number of climbers per day by introducing new reservation systems and fees to control overcrowding. And that's, kind of good move, I guess. However, I don't think that's the real reason of our frustration. A deeper reason lies in Japan's cultural expectations around manners. In Kyoto's Geisha district, there are frequent complaints about tourists ignoring signs or chasing after geisha for photos. In Japan, such behavior is taken more seriously because from childhood, we are taught to stay quiet, be mindful of others, and above all, not cause trouble. But honestly, I've been scolded countless times for my manners, partly because I wasn't the best behaved kid, but also because manners are taken seriously here in Japan. But this also connects to something deeper in the Japanese culture, the idea of reading the room or kuki-o-yomu in Japanese. Therefore, in Japan, public rules aren't just written, many are unspoken. And that is why even small actions can stand out more than visitors might expect. And then there is social media. A weekend and cheap flights have brought more younger travelers and more behavior aimed at going viral. Well, not long ago, a tourist went viral for doing pull-ups on the Shrine Tree Gate. Well, without social media, this wouldn't have happened. In today's world, even small incidents are captured, shared, and magnified, quickly turning into a broader perception problem. I honestly, things like this probably happened in the past. Not probably, surely. But with more tourist and content online exposure, even small frictions are, amplified, unfortunately. I've noticed Japanese attitudes becoming more cautious, but even irritated by minor inconveniences like tourists taking photos in the street or stopping when they are lost. These kind of things, let's say, kind of usual. We even Japanese do the same thing, I guess. But I feel Japanese people feel really irritated these kind of actions. But of course, not all Japanese people feel negatively about foreign tourists. Some places have thrived thanks to tourism. Hot spring towns like Yufuin in Oita or Kurashiki in Okayama have seen their local economies revitalized by the increase in foreign visitors. For many rural communities, tourism isn't just welcome, it's essential. But I can't help wondering, do they feel this way because they directly benefit from tourism? The reality might look different for those who don't benefit from tourism at all. Let's say like a commuter wife who lives around Tokyo dealing with packed trains every morning, or a resident in a regional city facing higher living cost. A shop owner in Kyoto and a commuter in Tokyo are experiencing two very different realities. But neither is entirely right nor wrong, but if we want to understand Japan's response to growing tourism, we need to recognize both perspectives. So, do Japanese people still welcome foreigners? This is the question of the video. The honest answer, mostly yes, but with conditions. Most Japanese aren't rejecting foreigners for now, but I've noticed more online comments wishing tourists would just go home. In Japan, harmony is varied, very varied. Open conflict is rare. Discomfort is often unspoken. That doesn't mean rejection, but many are genuinely happy to see visitors like you enjoying our culture. In addition, as I told you, Japan's population is aging and shrinking. In rural towns like my hometown, communities rely on tourism and new foreign residents to survive. So yes, frustrations exist, but the feeling is usually please follow the rules so we can coexist peacefully. But of course, if conflict continue to escalate, unfortunately, or public sentiment may get worse over time, that's not something anyone, Japanese or foreign people like you, really wants. So if most Japanese people aren't rejecting foreigners for now, then what can we do to be more welcome? In my opinion, first, mind your manners. In Japan, small actions matter, as I told you, like keeping your voice down, not blocking sidewalks, while sorting trash. Nothing complicated, just a little awareness. Second, go beyond the big cities. I know, Tokyo and Kyoto are great, but I also believe Japan's countryside offers tradition, food, and hospitality you will never find in urban rush. And third, use a little Japanese. Even simple words like arigato or sumimasen can make someone's day. These small gestures aren't hard, but they go a long way. Respect the culture, and chances are you'll be warmly welcome. But honestly, while making this video, I realized something. Most people watching this like you are probably already doing dated things. But even if one person is inspired to be just a little more mindful, then making this video was worth it. So I hope this video gave you something new to think about, or maybe even inspired your next adventure in Japan. Right, so thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video. See ya.